social fear in this video and why I think it's not good to isolate yourself for long periods of time. I also want to talk about the importance of not letting negative things that have happened to you in your past that other people have done to you stop you from going out and meeting good positive people that you'd feel really comfortable with and you'd have a good relationship with, and they obviously wouldn't do that to you. They wouldn't bully you, they wouldn't manipulate you, or they wouldn't be toxic. So I'm going to cover that as well. I also want to cover in this video, for any aspiring entrepreneur or someone who wants to be successful in business, or they want to do their own business venture, or maybe they started off doing it and did well and they stopped because they got hurt in a relationship. All these things are going to be relevant today in this video. Really important. These are the videos that I really enjoy doing because I'm excited about sharing it with people as well. I'm going to share this in a way where I'm just going to have a conversation out loud, and it's not really for me to tell people you should, you shouldn't, but I feel for me, as someone who's always, well, not always, yeah, I've kind of always been a teacher and a student as well. I'm both. I've always taught and helped other people, but I've always been learning myself and learning from other people that are wiser than me and learning from life experience. So we can bounce some ideas off. Okay, so let's start off with social fear, right? Why do we have that? Well, there's so many obvious reasons why we have it. I'd say first reason is, and in no chronological order, is it's our programming, evolutionary, biologically, could say God, nature. Even when we first come to this earth, you know, we're cautious. We have fear, a healthy amount of fear and awareness of other people because of our own need to survive. You know, it sounds extreme, but we know throughout history that people kill people. Not everyone does that, obviously. So of course we're going to have unconscious and conscious fears and drives and instincts that are going to be wary of other people because we don't want to get killed. We want to survive. We don't want to be hurt. So there's that as well. There's also the fact that if you remember when you were younger, I remember when I was younger, I can't always explain this, but I just know it was true. Some people you naturally feel comfortable around when you meet them, and you feel safe and you like them and you don't feel a threat. Where there's other people, it's not always personal, where you don't feel comfortable around them. You have this anxiety inside, you have this tension, you have this paranoia. You feel that you can't fully trust them, or you can't relax around them. And that doesn't always mean that's because they're bad or they are going to do something. Sometimes it could be the opposite. But however it is, right or wrong, good, bad, indifferent, you still feel those feelings. So we're very much emotionally based creatures. I know from my own experience. We kind of follow what our emotions tell us. So there's that as well. Another reason to have social fear, social anxiety, is because at a certain point in our life, for most of us, we have good friends, we have good people, and they reinforce that confidence in humanity, in other people, in ourselves, maybe our family relationships, could be our mum, our dad, brother, sister, our neighbours, our community, where we went to school. We have good relationships around us, and that reinforces, I can trust people, people are good, I have no reason to feel scared around people or on edge, or I have to protect myself, or I've got to be careful, or I've got to think what their motives are. So that's really positive. That will reduce social fear or eradicate it. But there's an opposite experience where we were bullied, or we've seen other people get bullied, we were betrayed in various different ways, we were manipulated. No one really avoids this. Even strong bullies, what you might perceive when you were younger, who bullied everyone else, they got bullied as well. They probably got bullied, and that's why they did that. So that puts social fear into you. You don't want someone to do that to you again, or you don't want this to happen to you, or you don't want someone to betray you. You know, someone to pretend that they're your friend, and then you open up to them, you give them your trust, and then at some point they show their true colours and they betray you in various different ways, right? And there's probably a few more other things as well, of course. And our parents are only trying to do good. It's quite good advice, but it can be taken out of context where they say, don't trust strangers. Some people say that's good or bad advice. Well, it can be both, it depends. Because if you had a firstborn son or a girl or someone young and vulnerable, I'm sure you wouldn't just throw them out into the world and go, yeah, just trust everyone. That could be really bad advice. But to overdo it and say to your child, don't trust anyone, no one, that's probably can be quite very damaging as well. So there is a balance. You need to be aware of the dangers in the world, but you need to also not allow your fear to stop you from enjoying life and meeting good people and being a good person yourself, if that's what you aspire to be. So there's a multitude of different reasons, and the human fears of being judged, the fears of not being good enough, the fears of embarrassment. There's so many, I've given many different reasons, probably a few more, and you can add to the box below if you want to, if any of you know more. That's what I can think of the top of my head right now from my life experience, And the things on the TV, the media, there's so many different things that influence, and like I said, are innate, biological, or God-given, or nature, instincts because of the previous things that have happened in history before, wars, there's so many things before that I reckon still live in the memory in our DNA and our programming. So there's a lot of good reasons to have social fear. So I come to a conclusion that it doesn't really make sense to attack yourself for it or to keep judging yourself, because everyone has it. Some people are honest about it, some people are not. So there's that. So moving on to why it's not good to isolate yourself for long periods of time. Well, number one, because I've done it and I've seen how much it affected my mental health. It made me more anxious, more depressed at certain periods. And I can compare the periods in my life where I isolated myself away from people because of all the reasons I just described. And I can compare that to when I went out into the world and I was very social and I socialised and I made friends. And yeah, of course I ran into some challenges and there were some people that were, they did betray me and there was things that happened. But there was a lot of people that didn't. I saw a lot positive. So when I weigh it up, it was a lot better to go out and be social in the world. Obviously having awareness and knowing the dangers, but being open to the possibilities. I was a lot happier. I was a better person and I had less social fear. I had less social fear because I was socialising more. To put it very simply, very bluntly. So there's that, and I know there's a lot of people out there, I've met them, and I've been one myself, where they've been through stuff in their past and they want to go out and build their business and meet people and interview them and put their products out, but they're unconsciously, that's what's holding them back, the fear of trusting others, the fear of being taken advantage of. But I'd say I understand how they feel 100% through feeling that myself at certain points in my life, but I've broken out of that. But that, you can't let that ruin your life. I mean, because it could get really bad for you. I hope it's not going to happen to anyone, but of course there's people that take their own life and commit suicide because they're in such pain and agony because of the reason, the social fears, the fears of opening up, trusting people, being disappointed, being scared of being judged. So there are good people out there, there's many good people out there. And that's one of the best advice I can give. You've got to go out with more intelligence, of course. You can't always know. People will say, well, how can you know if you can trust someone or not? Well, I could give you my reasons, but they might not work for you. I'm very sensitive. I can sometimes tell through people's body language, the sense that I get around them. Probably the same for you. But sometimes you can't tell. You have to take a chance. You have to give your trust to someone. But you usually can tell when you really feel you can trust someone. Again, that can be different for some people. So you can't let the negative outweigh the positive. That's basically the message of this video. You can't allow your social fears for all the reasons. Some of them are very justified and you have a reason to feel that way. Absolutely, it's not bad. But you can't let that stop you having good friendships. Because when you've got a good friendship with someone, as you know, well, some of you may not know, I'm presuming you do, it's one of the best feelings in the world, to be loved and to love and to have that connection. If love would be not the right word for some guys or girls, whoever's listening. So it's a wonderful feeling. One positive relationship can really, I believe it can heal or at least help 5 failed relationships or 5 people that weren't good to you. And it's just, you got to go out and meet these people, and that's like anything in life. It's a challenge, but it's a challenge that's worth it if you value it. You know, and also you've got to learn to have boundaries, of course. You have to learn to stand up for yourself and not let people manipulate you. And that might come through time, might come through you having to work on your confidence and get more braver socially and be more socially intelligent and aware. When you can see someone's not trustworthy, then don't trust them, don't make friends with them. But when you can see someone is trustworthy and they're a good person, they want to build a friendship, your relationship, then have the courage to do it. It'll make you so happy. So it's not healthy, especially for men. I mean, for anyone, men, women. But I totally understand. I'm compassionate. I understand why they do it. It's easy even for me to say, just go out, face your fears. But it ain't easy when you've got to do it. But that's the whole challenge of this YouTube channel, to encourage people to become fearless. And as I said, to educate, to motivate and to inspire people. And today I wanted to educate you on a matter that is really important to me, because I've suffered with social anxiety as well and social fears, and broken out of many of them, overcome them, and continue to. So I educated you today. I'm confident I inspired you, and I've inspired myself, and I think I must have inspired a lot of people. And I gave you tools as well. Did I give you tools? Actually, no, I think I kind of did give you some tools. Maybe I feel I need to give you a few tools. Actually, I didn't give you tools. Let me give you some tools, because I try and do that. That's my message on this channel. Educate, inspire, give you tools. So what practical advice can you take from this video today going away? I would say start slowly. I would say just start slowly going out and talking to people, meeting people. And you can do that by going and meeting one person. It could be a half an hour conversation, or it could be going to an event, or it could be having a conversation on the phone. In person is the best, right? But maybe you need gradual steps if you're really going through a lot of social fear, and all the things I've described in this video are relevant for you. So I'd say you do it gradually, so you can get some trust, you can get some connection around people, you can get some enjoyment out of it. And the enjoyment and the happiness and that trust when you meet genuine people, that will give you more tools yourself naturally to go on and continue. So the positive mindset is a great tool to practice. Remember, not everyone is not trustworthy, not everyone is not going to treat you well or is going to have some hidden motive. There's a lot of people that are genuine and good people, like yourself, like me. So there's that. What else is there? I think that's the main one. Let me just think. Yeah, I would say find an incentive as to why you want to meet someone. Now, it might be because you want to interview them. It might be because you like them and you want to go out and do a sport with them. Find a reason. It might be that you both are into video games, you want to go around each other's house, play games, or you're both into ice skating or cinema, go out, or you're both into self-help. That is a great tool. Find a reason, find an activity you can do, and go and do it with a person that you can connect with and feel comfortable with, and keep doing it until you build enough confidence that you can control your social fears or overcome them. Have the strength and the intelligence to not let people bully you and stuff like that, but you can be a great person yourself, as right. Become fearless. I hope you enjoyed this video. I really enjoyed making it. New information that I've never shared before, as I promised on this channel. Subscribe, like, please share this page. Let me know in the box below if you enjoyed this video. There's other topics that I didn't cover that you want me to cover, and go and practice this stuff and see the confidence it gives you for yourself.